a bit. How do you feel about finally being named to play in this tournament?
Oh, I'm extremely excited. I'm really grateful to still be here and have the faith of my team and my coaches to allow me to take the opportunity to put my feet out on the park and put the black jersey on. Yeah, I'm really excited.
How high have the levels of FOMO been watching everyone else go and play during pool play, knowing you haven't been able to get out there?
Yeah, they've been pretty high, but I think we've got an amazing group that's kept me involved, and I'm actively learning, and so I can put that behind me now. I get to play, so it'll be good.
Is there any level of is it daunting in any way, kind of coming into this group and playing at the quarterfinal stage?
Daunting's probably not the word. It's probably just excited. I've been able to see how it's all unfolded behind the scenes and on the field. I've been able to observe from the side and really think about what I want to add. So it's just exciting.
Has it been quite a difficult period for you in the rehab and so badly wanting to be out there on the field but not being able to? Could you just talk to how difficult that period's been?
Yeah, it was difficult, yeah. I won't lie about that. Training on the sideline, just getting the rehab running going, watching the team, gel and find the combinations. It was hard, but like I said, the group's really special. They got around me, made sure that I was up to speed, and would talk about the little things that they picked up in the team training that I could take into this week. So yeah, it's been a journey, but like I said, my coaches have had my back. So
did you always believe that you could get fit and get ready and be back and play a part in this World Cup, or when you're going through the rehab, you're training by yourself, that sort of stuff, does it ever creep into your mind this may be a bridge too far?
No, it didn't. I know what I'm capable of, and I know I had a great medical team behind me that only wants the best, and so I followed what they had to say, and I also know my capabilities, so I was ready regardless. Wayne,
for you, how special to be able to welcome Kennedy back into this group?
Yeah, I never imagined she'd be the 32nd player. It was like the Davis Cup there for a while, and I'm playing captain. But Kennedy's a hell of a motivated woman. She's probably the most innovative captain I've been involved with. She'll get stats done of training. When she wasn't training, she'd get stats done of training. She'd feed them back to the girls. Help the coaches a hell of a lot. Her messaging's really clear. She's really direct, well respected. Yeah, so it's great to be able to get her back on the field.
Wayne, you've got Aisha back, Kennedy back. The team that you've named today, is that almost, in your mind now, your number one team?
It's difficult to say that, because, as I say, this will be Kennedy's the 32nd player to get on the field. There really aren't any that we're not happy with, and we're sort of promoting the idea that if we get through this and we keep going, then selection's a process every week. And sometimes it's horses for courses, sometimes it's current form, but it's never over till it's over.
Well, there was obviously some close calls, like Amy Duplessis, who's played every game, I think, so far as misses out, and the starting locks as well, I thought was particularly close. Like, have those been very difficult in particular?
Yeah. We met with all the girls that missed out. Also met with women that had missed the starting team. So we spent a few hours the other night sitting down with them. There's huge humility in this group, so they know what their job is now, and the job is to make the people in their position better, and so they're working hard at that. They're not easy discussions, and they're not on form. They're not on anything other than there are small selection issues, that go in favour of one woman and not in favour of the other. Everyone's got, say, one thing to work on. You're never really right or wrong in selection. It comes down to one person's perception in the end.
That back three in particular looks pretty exciting for the public. Ruby at fullback, obviously. I mean, how long have you been wanting to play that trio together?
Yeah, and I think you add Stacey into that group as well. There's a couple there who've been World Players of the Year, and Stacey and Portia. Ruby could be. But there's real quality there. Aish obviously was outstanding in pack 4. And then we've got Renee Holmes, Duplessis, Renee Wycliffe, who could well have been player of the match last week. Sylvia Brunt. We've got huge quality there. So I'm never really stressed about injury in this team because there's always someone else that can come in.
And just coming out here to Tudukaka, I mean, it's not your usual location for a World Cup quarter-final week. I mean, how have you found this experience of coming out here away from the intensity, I guess, of Auckland?
Yeah, Whangarei was really good. You know, I thought the community there's really got behind the game, so we really enjoyed that. This will be special if we perform well on Saturday. You know what I mean? It's just got to be careful that it's not a holiday camp. You know, that we buckle down and we have the attitude to play well against Wales, because to be fair, they pumped us physically in that first game that we played them. So we've got a bit of ground to make up.
Wait on that.
Oh, no, you go.
I was just going to say, on that note, I think Wes yesterday said, you know, some of the coaches might refer to this as a bit of a banana peel game. Would you be one of those coaches?
Yeah, I think he meant banana skin, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oranges have peels, bananas have skins. It shouldn't be, because we know, like we only played off 3 scrums against them. Waitakere scored most of our tries off counter-attack. They scored 2 off driving mauls, and as I say, they beat us physically. So there's an opportunity for our girls to show that we can match them. And that's about attitude.
And what you've seen so far on that, like you say, you don't want it to be a holiday camp and it's about attitude. How do you go about instilling that in the group in a location like this?
Coach has to have a few hard words. Hey, Kennedy.
Yes.
You know, it's like any team. You talk to the boys or any other team I've coached, I'm pretty intense. You know, and other coaches have to sort of create the balance with me, but you know, I'm all about, you get the attitude right, when the boots are on, you switch on, and that's what we're trying to do.
Weighing the schedule clash has obviously made international headlines. Who should people watch on Saturday night?
You know how that camera is on me in the coaching box? I have to put my phone down a bit lower. No. Look, I think New Zealand Rugby have answered that question, haven't they? They stuffed up. Who should they watch on Saturday night? Oh, it's up to them. I think we've got a huge crowd coming along in Whangarei. From what I hear, good ticket sales. That'll be great. Like, I don't really worry about that stuff too much.
On that note, has it done much to the mood among your squad, kind of taking away from your build-up with a bit of a scheduling issue coming into the media coverage?
Well, I don't think anyone would have known if it wasn't for you. I didn't have a clue until I read it in the news, but it's not an issue for me. I don't know. For anyone else, it's zero. I put zero thought into it.
Wayne, something else, just while we're kind of on slight side issues, sorry, but that has come up as well. The last 24 hours is this ban that the Auckland principals have put on televising first 15 school rugby. Do you have a stance on that at all?
No. I went to Potato High School, I would have loved to have been on TV. No, not really. I can see their point of view, and that it's highlighting, it's shining a spotlight on kids probably too early. And hopefully they're moving away from that whole attitude of buying players in. If they're going to talk about not putting a spotlight on them, then don't buy them in. Develop who you've got at the school, you know, and hopefully that'll be something that happens as well. Then Potato High School might be able to have a strong first 15.
Going back to selections, what would you say the hardest, you sort of answered this before, but just to clarify, what would you say the hardest choice was in that?
I couldn't pinpoint anything. That the overall selection is difficult because, as I said, you can't pinpoint. You can't go to someone and say you're not playing because of this. It's generally that the differences are very small, and you're picking someone on on your research and maybe on the last couple of games you're picking someone that might have slightly gone ahead, but the margins are really small, and sometimes you've got to back your initiative as well. So it's not always science, and it could change. If we get through this game, I couldn't tell you what the semi-final team's going to be today. I'll be able to tell you next Tuesday or next Thursday.
And psychologically, what are you having to do to prepare for this part now? It's knockout as opposed to the early.
I think you just got to challenge. Always in these tournaments, you've got to challenge complacency. You've got to challenge. I told the ladies a story this morning about 2007 when we played France at the stadium in Wellington. We beat them 61-10. A month and a half later, they beat us in the quarterfinal of the World Cup. So you can't take anything for granted. Complacency is your enemy, and attitude's your friend. And so, as I said, we were out physical by Wales a couple of weeks ago, and we got an opportunity to put that right, not sit back and depend on the fact that we beat them. There's I think there's some personal respect that needs to be won back from players.
And has there been any particular player or players that have performed a lot better than you expected?
My expectations are always high of every player. I think in general they've probably superseded what I would have expected. 5 months ago, when I was an advisor to the team, I never thought we'd probably come this far and play the sort of rugby that we're playing. You hope that you can create the skills and the attitude to do that, and I think we're on that road. It's been pretty exciting.
Just lastly, do you mean come this far in the tournament or come this far overall?
Come this far in terms of, I think our attacking game, everyone been on the same page and trying really hard to play that game, and being able to put away that fear of making mistakes and actually having the courage to play. That's been a big piece of work for us, and I think it's been coming through.
Kennedy, can I just ask as well, I think we've seen some quite lovely scenes through this tournament when players have been named in the 23 of the group getting around. When you were named this week, what was that moment like?
Well, it actually makes me a little bit emotional. It was special. When Wes read my name out, I knew it because I got the heads up, so I was lucky enough to have that. But for the girls to find out in that moment, they just got around me, and it was really special.
Just clarify exactly what the injury was and how you did it over in Adelaide.
So initially we thought it was something plantaris or something like that. I've just been rehabbing through that.
Is that about us, team?
It is.
I think so.
Perfect.
Cool.
Okay,
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks.
Right.